Welcome back. It may be a stretch to say the whole world was watching Johnny Depp and Amber Heard go at it in a Virginia courtroom, but that is really not that much of a stretch, is it? Because millions of viewers followed their back and forth claims of abuse and defamation, and each of those viewers seemed to know exactly which star should win, how much money, and why. It's beyond question that Heard and Depp and their legal teams tailored their performances accordingly, and in the end, that viewership may be the audience that mattered. But I want to talk about the other audience, a little itty-bitty one. 5 men and 2 women who watched this trial inside the courtroom from the jury box. It's the most important audience. After hearing all the evidence and weighing all the testimony, they awarded $10,350,000 to Depp and $2 million to Heard. But why? What sold them on one party and soured them on the other? Why did what he said outweigh what she said? Tonight, we know a juror whose name is not being released and who declined to go on camera, tells ABC News that Amber Heard's biggest problem in that 7-week ordeal wasn't Johnny Depp. It was Amber Heard. Here's a quote. The crying, the facial expressions that she had, the staring at the jury, all of us were very uncomfortable. She would answer one question and she would be crying, and then 2 seconds later, she would turn ice cold. Some of us used the expression crocodile tears. But one big question remains. Did jurors know everything they should have known about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp's relationship? Because Heard is now going public with notes from her personal therapy sessions dating back to 2011. Those notes, taken by the therapist, reportedly document Heard's real-time reports of violent abuse at the hands of Johnny Depp. They weren't admitted at trial because the judge ruled that they were hearsay. Heard shared them with NBC as part of an interview in which she repeats the accusations that got her sued and could cost her $8 million. NBC reports the notes from years ago detail instances where she claims he hit her, threatened to kill her, and threw her against the wall, again, years ago. I want to put some expert eyes on all of this. Susan Constantine is a trial strategy expert and a jury consultant. Susan, it's a gift from God when jurors speak after a major verdict like this. And it's amazing for us, the lay people, but it's just a gold mine for you professionally. What did this juror tell you?
Well, this juror was telling you everything that all of us were feeling outside here out in the public, okay? Watching this trial from the outside in, and all of the things that we saw in her behavior that was exhibited was really spot on with everything that we've been talking about. So it really was a mirror image of what we've been telling you all along, we're telling people. And that is that her emotions, when the juror was talking about that she was cold one minute, she was crying the next minute, and that is indicative of somebody that tends to have that histrionic personality disorder, but also, too, that people that do that, when they become very histrionic and they cry a lot, when it's over a long period of time, when the intensity is heightened, when it seems like it's hyper elevated, people tend to look at that and going, you know, something doesn't quite fit here. And then you couple that with no tears and the crocodile tears, all of those things were all indicative of what I call demeanor evidence. And I'm really, really proud of this jury that they read through it. They were very intuitive and they were able to read these nonverbal cues without even being trained because it was that obvious.
It's interesting. What you say, demeanor evidence. Demeanor evidence. I think that's one of those underreported things, and it should be a really big focus when people are going into trial with people like you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.